Welcome to Lighter Side of the Dark Side. It's your weekly freak show here on Renegade Radio, as well as all podcast catchers, Audible, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever you listen to podcasts. It's the Dark Mark Show. I am Dark Mark, the goth comedian. And as always, my beautiful and lovely co-host, she loves to hear that, everybody's favorite horror writer, Nicole Six.
Good evening.
Nicole, just before the show, our guest was asking you if you liked horror movies and Nightmare on Elm Street in particular, and you do.
I do. Wes Craven is one of my favorite directors of all time. I was very sad I never got a chance to meet him.
Well, if you're lucky, maybe you could meet Rennie Harlan one of these days, but I think he's in China or something right now. But our guest today, she's the Dream Master. She had the Dream Child. She was the star of Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and 5, but not just that. She's been in all sorts of things, from Star Trek: The Next Generation, to Bill and Ted, the TV show, to Mr. Belvedere, Boy Meets World, General Hospital, and she's still doing horror movies. And she's going to. I just watched. Man, what was the name of it that you were just in? They filmed in 2000. There was a short that won a bunch of awards. Chastity.
Oh, The All New Adventures of Chastity Blade.
Yes.
Yes, which was nominated for an Academy Award, actually, student short film.
So she's been in Academy Award-winning stuff, and she's also the only one really to survive Freddy Krueger's wrath. It's the most beautiful and mesmerizing eyes in show business, Lisa Wilcox.
Hi. Thank you for that lovely introduction.
Hi, Lisa. I thrown down a little too long. I was because you've done so many things, and we're going to get to all of them. We're going to really delve into Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and 5. There's a lot of unanswered questions there, and how you've been doing horror conventions for. I thought I saw you in Vegas at Days of the Dead, and I thought, well, this is probably the first horror convention you've been to, but you've been doing them all year.
Well, ever since things have started to open up, but even last year I did do some events like drive-in theaters, outdoor kind of things. Did some signings at some stores in like Chicago and but it certainly was not, everything that was happening was pretty much done. But I've already done 30,000 airline miles this year. So
wow.
So we're back on track.
If Freddy Krueger couldn't kill you, COVID can't either. I think that's the message here. But before we get started, we have sponsors. I gotta do my sponsors really quick. We have Audible. Audible is our sponsor. Get an audiobook for free on me. Go to audibletrial.com/DMS. Lisa Wilcox, I have so many questions about everything that you do, and we're gonna have to have you back. But the Dream Master. Well, first off, is it correct that you auditioned for the Dream Warriors Part 3?
Nope.
You didn't? Okay.
I would remember that. No. People have asked me and said that I auditioned for a role in a Halloween movie.
Right.
But I don't remember that at all either. I don't think, I'm almost certain I would remember if I auditioned for a Halloween movie, but I don't know. Have to ask the casting director, and she wouldn't even remember, or he.
Well, here's the thing, Nicole. Lisa submitted to be Alice in The Dream Master, but she was too pretty for the role.
Oh, wow.
And they dismissed her outright.
Well, let's just put it this way. I had platinum virgin blonde hair and all the 80s makeup, and I, played my first film role was it was called Give Me an F. And I was a featured extra, and it was all about 4 cheerleading squads. So I played a cheerleader, but we were the demons. We were like the cheerleaders that wore red and black and sexy clothes, and we smoked and that kind of thing.
Punk rock cheer.
Sort of a foreshadow to, I think, doing Nightmare on Elm Street. But also other roles I done, I was doing commercials. I did 2 Wendy's hamburgers commercials. And so I was very, but I was cheerleader looking, did not look anything like how you would picture Alice when you read the script, you know?
Right. This is
But
part of
then they
Go
couldn't
ahead.
find their actress. And Annette Benson, who's the casting director for Nightmare on Elm Street, she's the one who told me the story. She said, Lisa, they auditioned hundreds of actresses, hundreds. They couldn't find Alice, so they went to their reject pile.
That's great.
And maybe they went, well, this actress has a degree in theater from UCLA. She has a couple credits, film credits. Let's give her a try. So I auditioned. I had one call back on a Friday, and then I was getting married that Sunday, 150 people wedding. And I learned on my honeymoon that I got the role. And they also said, can you dye your hair?
Quite a honeymoon.
Huh?
I said quite a honeymoon. Did you have to cut it short or?
Yeah, I was cut short. And it was
Okay.
prepaid hotel. I mean, the whole thing. And I don't think my now ex-husband ever forgave me.
Aw, well, at least you
Yeah.
got to accomplish your dream. That's more important.
Yeah. And he's in the industry. And, you know, as writers, directors, and actors, you get a call and you're like, okay, I'm in. I'll be on set tomorrow,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, sure.
So Freddy Krueger not only haunted your dreams, he ruined your first marriage.
Yeah. But I'll take Freddie over the other.
Sure, a lot of girls would. But this is coming off the Dream Warriors was really where it became a pop culture phenomenon. The first movie was really big. Second movie didn't do so well. The third movie was really a pop culture phenomenon. And then you step in, and they've got Rennie Harlan as director. He was only 28 years old at the time. Now, I've heard there was a little hanky panky on the sets. And I know you posted a picture of Rennie Harlan yesterday on Instagram. There's a little some hanky panky between him and Tuesday Night, maybe. There's a rumor.
He adored her. You know, we all knew that she was his like favorite, you know, but no hanky panky. She was, Andras Jones was her boyfriend during Nightmare 4. That's where
Right.
the hanky panky was going.
Right, but I think there was some tension between him and Rennie. Who knows what was going on? I don't know. I'm just trying to stir things up. I don't know.
You're just trying to stir things up. Yeah. All right. Well, what I can confirm is there was no hanky panky between Rennie and Tuesday, but I think definitely like a flirtation perhaps or something. But, you know, Rick, my brother, played, Andras,
Right,
no,
right.
he was
The guy
around
with the
plenty.
spiky hair, the Christian Slater sort of looking guy. They were
Yeah.
going out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
They were a boyfriend, girlfriend. They're exclusive.
Okay. And Tuesday Night, which by the way, probably the best name I've ever heard in Hollywood. Is that her real name?
Sort of.
Okay, so that's enough. So anyway, but she took over for Patricia Arquette and played the same role. Now, do you know if Patricia Arquette was going to come back? Would they have stuck with her for the whole movie, or they always wanted to have another character take over?
I know. I'm pretty sure they asked Patricia to come back, but she was already off doing other things, so they recast.
But the Alice character was always in the script as far as them handing it over from the Dream Warriors to
yeah.
the new kids.
Oh yeah.
Right.
At least the scripts I know of, and I was never told differently that no, Alice was always the character arc of the film.
Right, and it is quite an arc. I mean, it's in the grand tradition of beautiful women that they nerd down and kind of try to make ugly. It's impossible, and it's like, oh, it's a really beautiful woman dressed as an ugly woman and as shy. Now, at least
No, hold on now. Alice was not ugly. Okay.
Absolutely
No.
not.
She was not ugly. She was just a wallflower.
Right.
She hadn't come into her strength and her womanhood. She was a
Right.
daydreamer and quiet and shy, exactly how I was growing up.
I was going to ask you. Every beautiful woman, including Nicole, has told me this, that when they were young, nobody liked them. They were shy. Nobody paid attention to them. Every beautiful woman I've ever heard this, there has to be one beautiful woman that actually got the attention. I know in my school they were popular hot girls, but apparently, I don't know. Every beautiful woman tells me this.
No, I just was so shy. We moved a lot. So, you know, and then to make new friends, but they already had their clique and this and that. And so I just resorted to reading books. That was my daydream world, and imagined playing Nancy Drew, and imagined, you know, Little House on the Prairie books. And I read but I read all kinds of things. I read horror books. I read all sorts, and that's where I was obsessed with all summer long. I could, in a day, I would read 2 books, you know,
Right.
and I had, you know, just very, very few friends. You know, I was the last one chosen to be on the, you know, in elementary school, and they choose who's going to be on your soccer team for gym or whatever. And
Oh,
I
sure.
was always the last one chosen because they didn't know me. You know, I was picked on the playground.
What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because this one area we lived in, Ladue and St. Louis, was very hoity-toity and whatever. And these girls were like, I don't know, 10 going on 18, okay, years old. And my mom dressed me as a little girl. I had tights, little skirts, and, you know, very girly. And these girls were like, oh, I was easy prey. I never remember them splattering mud on my little white tights. So anyway, I found humans to be quite cruel, quite frankly, and best to be avoided at all costs. I preferred my parents, my family, and my books.
Yeah.
I was made fun of when I was younger too. Like, it's not an exaggeration. I had braces, buck teeth, you know, I had really crazy hair, and they kept cutting it, and I was always too short. And it was so frustrating.
I know. I get it. And the thing is, I think what was interesting is that I was a very pretty little girl with the big blue eyes and the platinum blonde hair and all this, but I was so quiet and shy. It was just easy to pick on me. I didn't have the strength. It wasn't until we moved to California, my dad got offered a great job in Newport Beach. So I finished high school in Irvine. And that is when I remember my mom and my sister is like 3 inches taller and just beautiful. Oh dear, my battery, because I've been doing podcasts today. Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. We
I'm
heard
at
you. We didn't see
20%,
it.
so I think I'll be okay. And I'm like, well, where are you going? To my sister is 3 inches taller, athletic, you know, and mom said, oh, we're going to go to Barbizon. Now, you guys are kind of younger than I am, but Barbizon modeling school. And I'm like, well, I want to go, you know, and I ended up kind of being more of a tomboy. Anyway, I went with them. We both did Barbizon, and I learned how to do makeup and hair, and I grew confidence, you know, and I literally bloomed like Alice does in Nightmare on Elm Street with her power.
So you were able to relate to the role.
Yes, it was.
And now I'm sure you get asked this question every time if somebody comes up to you at a convention or you go on a podcast. Was that you doing the nunchucks?
What about the nunchucks?
Was that you doing the nunchucks? Were you
part of the time? Part of the time, absolutely. They sent me and Andras to karate school and all that. So, but yes, I did do some of it. But of course, you'll notice it's the back of Alice and the super fancy stuff happens. That was not me. And you can tell because of the wig.
That's, yeah. But were they like foam nunchucks or they were the real thing?
Oh, they're a real thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, they're a real thing. You gotta be very careful with those. You can hurt yourself, man.
And I was
dang, I was gonna bring my little mini nunchucks. Can you?
Yeah,
can I go grab them?
Yeah, yes, please. Go ahead.
Give me it.
Lisa's so much fun.
Yeah, this is great.
And as you told me,
speaking of nunchucks.
Oh, let's see them.
These are something I designed, and they're homemade by Gabe Lapierre, who is brilliant. And look, it says Alice, the Dream Master. And of course, this is the evil Freddy side, red and green. So anyway,
Ooh.
so they are, it's a refrigerator magnet, but also it comes with an extra magnet. So you can wear it like a pin or an earring or a nose ring.
Okay.
Yeah. And,
I-
but ultimately I want to say it's a Christmas tree ornament. Perfect colors for a Christmas tree ornament, right?
For
Tell people
sure.
where they can order that, Lisa. I would love to have one of those.
You got it.
So where do you order those? You go to your website?
Yeah, Lisa E. Wilcox. There is a lisawilcox.com, which was created like 20 years ago, and
Right.
they don't even answer me or anything. So I had to go with Lisa E. Wilcox. And that's where I put up to like where I'm going to be at conventions and all that kind of thing, because I'm doing a lot of those this year.
I can see you got the flyer miles you were telling us. Now,
Exactly.
now a couple of things I found out about the deleted scenes. I don't know if this is a Dream Master or the Dream Child, which we will get to in a second, but there was a scene you open up a refrigerator and you get doused with blood. Was that you?
Yes.
And
And
they
it
didn't
was
use it.
Nightmare 5. I'm sure it was Nightmare 5.
Nightmare
And I'm in
5.
a white nightgown. And because the refrigerator was a very important character in Nightmare 5, right?
Yes.
Greta's stuck in it. Greta has,
Eating disorder.
eating exactly, right? So the refrigerator was literally like a character. And so the refrigerator decided to spit up blood all over Alice, over a white nightgown, a very Carrie-esque moment, right?
Mhm.
Right.
That was it's really freaky to see yourself covered in wearing white and be covered in blood. It's strange. It's very strange. But anyway, it got cut out.
Oh,
I
that
know
sounds
that-
cool.
Aw, I know. And I don't know why.
The one scene that was cut out of the Dream Master, which is good for the guy who played your father, is he was supposed to die in the Dream Master.
Was he?
Yeah, I guess they had the lead scene where he died, but they didn't use it, so they brought him back for the sequel, which is good because I think the relationship between you two is a big part of that story.
Oh, it is. It's a beautiful story. Oh, an understanding father that his teenage daughter is going to have a baby in
Right.
1989. Whoa, no, it was a lovely storyline in Nightmare 5, definitely.
It was his redemption because he was a total alcoholic in the Dream Master.
He was a
And-
jerk.
Yeah. So, what doing fight scenes with Robert Englund? How is that?
Oh my gosh, we had so much fun. I mean, and it was hard work though, man. I mean, it was hard. I have a behind the scenes shot actually from my own camera, and I have it at my shows. The convention sometimes is an 8x10, and we're, Rennie, it's a behind Rennie, and me and Robert, and we're playing it, and my t-shirt, you can just see the sweat all the way down the side of my body. It was hard work, but we had a lot of fun with it.
Well, let me ask you about two specific fight scenes, which I think are both great. One in the Dream Master, one in the Dream Child. And by the way, we have to have you back. There's just so much I have to talk to you about. But one is the kaleidoscope in Nightmare 4.
Yeah.
You remember that, Nicole? He kept spinning this kaleidoscope.
Oh yeah. And believe me, we were rolling around in that thing, like tossed like dolls. I mean, Danny, he landed on my leg, and I'm like, ah!
Oh.
It felt so bad, but it was not a controlled situation. No body doubles or stunt doubles. No, that was us rolling
Right.
around in that thing.
But it wasn't him controlling it. It was like they had hydraulics and things, right? Or-
Yeah. I mean, it could have been part of his muscle work though too. I know,
Yeah.
and I think though there were guys, on the outside of it who were doing it.
Well, it's a very striking. My green screen just went down. Don't worry about that. But I think
Okay.
Freddy's haunting me. But the Dream Child has that scene, the MC Escher staircase. You remember that, Nicole, right?
Mhm. Yep. One of
How
my
crazy
faves.
was that? And how hard was that to balance on?
Not easy, and I will explain. It was not easy, and there's one of the shots when I'm looking all the way up, and Steve Hopkins, the director, is like, can you lean your hand back even further? And I'm like, okay, but and you're on a height, and I was a little scared, but I didn't fall. I did it
But you were
and got the
perilously close.
shot that he needed.
We've all seen the MC Escher paintings, and it was great. It was to me that was my favorite part of the whole movie. It was really inventive. Both those
It was
directors were really
inventive. It really was, yeah. And Stephen Hopkins is a brilliant artist, and he drew all the storyboards for Nightmare 5.
And
they're all in his office, in the production office, and they were like works of art.
He's gonna do Predator 2, Judgment Night, 24, all sorts of things. Now, and Rennie Harlin and him, both foreign-born directors, that turned out to be very successful. But from what I understand, they both tried to push the nudity thing with you a little bit.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Rennie
Nightmare 5?
wanted to see you in the Skippy lingerie, and
no. That's Rennie Harlin with Tuesday in the bathing suit.
oh, okay.
He wanted her skippier, but oh no, that pushed the nudity on Nightmare 5. And I had a lawyer actually draw it all up because I didn't want any frontal. I even have the body double of me. I didn't want anything to be seen. Except for the scene walking down like the insane asylum, I'm like naked. That's a body double, and
Right.
Damn, she make my butt look good. But I didn't want any frontal. And I remember when I watched the movie for the first time in the theater, and through the shower, the body double, you could see hints of, you know what I mean?
Pubic hair.
I was so angry. I was so angry. I was sitting next to Bob Shea watching the movie, and that scene happened, and I moved to another seat.
As Bob Shea, the president of New Line Cinema.
I was so unhappy. I said, you guys totally, what am I going to do? Sue New Line Cinema? I don't have the money, and they sent me, I'm not kidding, a basket of fruit the size of a small child's swimming pool.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
Well,
I don't like fruit. It's okay.
All
But
right,
they
that is-
sent, I mean, I can't even describe it on it. I mean, literally think of it, those blow up small child's pools, little blow up ones.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I got
Was
it.
it
It's a
it
lot-
was a
it's lot of
basket
fruit
that
that you
size.
didn't eat.
Especially pears. Oh, oof. Anyway,
I
so
like
they
pears,
tried
but
to make
not-
it up. They tried to make it up to me, but
I like
anyway.
pears, but not from 1989. Now listen, I saw that apparently Stephen Hopkins, when he was doing press for Predator 2, there was an interview where he said that people on Nightmare on Elm Street were amateurish, and then he says he never said it. Have you resolved that with him?
No,
No.
it was a
still think he said
written
it.
interview. It was a written interview
Right.
that he did. And I can't remember the name of the magazine, but it was a big entertainment magazine. And I wrote to the editor of that magazine, and I have not been able to, I think it was called Premiere.
Right.
Premiere was the magazine. And I wrote to the editor and I said, we are also insulted by what he said, and this and that. And he printed my letter. So,
Oh,
but
But he
I
says
was
he
mad.
never said it. He said
I was
they
mad
make it up.
but it was written in the magazine.
Yeah.
But if he never said it, then how did it end up in the magazine? Unless the writer of the magazine decided to inflate some story or something. So no, it has never been resolved. And now I could probably never get in touch with him because he's so famous.
Right. Well,
Anyway.
we could talk to you all day, but we only have 5 more minutes. But so I got to get some rapid fire questions in here. Like this hasn't been rapid fire enough. Nightmare 6. Were you ever considered to be in Nightmare 6? Freddy's Dead.
Not
Was there
that I
ever a
know of.
discussion?
Not that I know of.
And why not?
I have no idea. I don't know.
I think that's why it flopped.
I
seriously,
mean, it
people were
would have been
following
nice
you.
to see what happened with Alice and Jacob, right? I mean, you could do some really cool storyline with that,
And speaking of that, I heard a rumor that you were actually in an early script of Freddy versus Jason, the Owl's character.
You know, they use a clip from Nightmare 4 because they had to call my agent to like do some kind of agreement. And I would have done it, but they're like, no, we have no budget. We're filming in Canada, but thanks. I'm like, okay, I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to do another no budget movie in Canada. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's like, from what I understand, like there's any hostility. I saw Bob Shea and Rennie and a whole bunch of us. There was a reunion of Nightmare 4 at the Chinese Theater, the Grauman in Hollywood. And I hadn't seen Rennie forever, and we cried. We honestly cried. And Bob Shea was lovely, and you know, all that kind of thing. So I don't know. I remember during Nightmare 5, I was told that all that shower scene stuff is an encapsulated shower, right? That they have to keep filling with water. So they had piping, and they had a big pool, you know, outside,
Right.
not a cement pool, but you know, one of those for the water. So I don't remember if it was hair or makeup or someone said, you know, the guys are peeing in the pool.
Oh, nasty.
And I believed it because some of these guys are in their 20s and they would think it was funny that, you know, this little actress is swimming around in water, you know, a shower that has their pee in it, you know, how boys can be. So I asked them, I said, this is what I have been told by more than one source. I would like the pool drained and fresh water put in it, please.
As you should.
Well, but see, that would be considered that I was being difficult.
That you don't want urine poured all over you? I don't think that's difficult.
Well, things are different now, but back then you did what you were told.
So they doused you with urine.
So, well, there was water with the urine, but there's urine in the water, right? So it was dissipated urine in a big pool of water, but it took quite a while for them to drain it and refill it. And on that day, I think I was there for hours because of my request, waiting for the pool water. So there's a little story.
Don't stop me before I make a Trump joke. Anyway, there's so many, and I actually watched Star Trek: The Next Generation for the first time because you were in it.
Oh.
And Nicole, you're a Next Generation person. You dig that?
Yeah, I like Next Generation. I think it's great.
Is Riker always hitting on girls? Is that the thing? Is he like
Riker is like the ladies' man. He is.
Yeah, so so he sees Lisa, and you are a servant for Nancy Parsons, who people know as Beulah Ballbricker from Porky's. And Riker sees you and just makes a beeline for you and just starts backing on you from the get-go, and then he kills you.
Well, he had to. I was killing the Trelestas, you know. I mean, he had to. But I am actually a property on the Next Gen Monopoly board.
That's what I was going to say. You were only in one episode, and the Star Trek people like it. And I think you're going to a Star Trek convention soon, right?
Should be, hopefully in Vegas and maybe UK. So we'll see. That would be pretty cool. But I had said to my mom, well, Mom, I don't have a star on Hollywood Boulevard, but I'm a property on the Next Gen Monopoly board. I'm the assassin.
You can't beat that. And I could go into the Bill and Ted TV show and all the things I've been watching, but you're making a big comeback. You got a lot of movies coming out, and you're hitting the convention circuit because you took a break from acting to raise your sons, which is, you know, as you should, and now you're back, and your acting's better than ever. I've been seeing some stuff, and the recent stuff is terrific. I mean, you've really grown as an actress.
Well, thank you.
You're always good, but you're even better.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. It's been great getting back to it, and I'm very excited. I just did a movie called Seasons and a movie called Mystery Spot, which was filmed in Texas. Had an amazing time, wonderful role. I have a whole calendar of opportunities, and it's really fun getting older because I'm getting to now the opportunity to play kind of the crazy lady. So excited.
Well, crazy lady, it's been so much fun having you. Tell everybody once again where they can get a hold of you, and please promise me we'll do this again and we'll do a whole hour.
Okay, awesome. My website is lisaewilcox.com, and I'm trying to keep up posting where I'm going to be. I'm going to be in Albuquerque, New Mexico, next in June, the end of June, for the Comic-Con, Albuquerque Comic-Con, and then I'm going to be doing Scares That Care in Virginia in July. There's Steel City coming up. I think that one's August. Robert Englund will be at that one. And a whole slew of things as the promoters are getting their confidence up regarding COVID and vaccines and, you know, all that kind of things. So, but yeah, lots of other stuff. Instagram is the Lisa Wilcox. I know that sounds so darky, but when I had a publicist at one time, they're like, you cannot just be 7319 Lisa Wilcox. You're going to be the Lisa Wilcox. I'm like, okay, fine. And Facebook is Lisa Wilcox.
Well, this is, you're talking to the former that Nicole 6, now Nicole 6 Books on Instagram. Tell everybody where they can get a hold of you, Nicole.
Yeah, I know, right? Right. So anyway, I don't have the little blue thing by my name on Instagram anymore because my fan page on Facebook got
Hacked.
Yeah. And so on that, I was for a while, Lisa Hongding Zhongying.
Oh, nice.
Uh-huh. Anyway,
Reason
but
for you to
Facebook,
say.
and my friend who knows this, but he's been trying to get Facebook to get my thing back, you know, and has not been successful. So I use Instagram much more often anyway. It's easier to post
Facebook's
pictures.
anyway. That's for old people.
Facebook?
Facebook's for old people. My
Thank
grandmother's on
you.
Facebook. She's 98.
Thank you. Exactly.
Yeah,
So
but she's
anyway, but
98.
yes, we'll do another half-hour segment soon.
Please. Yeah, she's 98. She doesn't post very much. Every couple weeks or every couple months, she's like, oh, I fell, but I'm okay. So that's about it. Nicole, how
Yeah,
do people get a hold of you?
Instagram, just message me and I'll message you back at Nicole6Books.
Right. And I'm Goth Comedian on all social media. Everybody, be careful in your dreams and have a wonderfully creepy week. Bye.
Cheers.